Hello and good evening. I am Mr. Chaos, and tonight I am going to react to saying goodbye, how Rainbow Dash changed my life by Standing Leaf. So, so when I first downloaded this video for the reaction, I saw it was from 2014. So this is actually a pretty old video, but I was requested to react to this by a good friend of mine, and that made me feel like I wanted to do this reaction. So yeah, saying goodbye, how Rainbow Dash changed my life. Why am I getting nostalgia of My Little Dashie? I'm just kidding. But I mean, yeah, how Rainbow Dash changed my life. I don't know. I mean, let's just see what this is. I mean, it could be a story. I don't know. Let's just see what this is. So, without further ado, let's get started.
Like so many people, I used to think of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic as a cartoon TV show that's just fun to watch, and never got deeper into it. But one day, I discovered that if you want it to, it can become so much more.
I like this music.
This is the story of how my point of view and my life was changed forever.
Okay, I'm sorry, but the writing looks actually pretty basic in this title. I mean, if you look at it, it just looks like a slideshow caption. But I'm not criticizing.
On the first day of spring, I decided to take a walk to that famous restaurant where we can get a small toy when we order a kid's meal. It became sort of
Isn't that a Happy
routine
Meal?
the past few days, as I wanted to get a collection of My Little Pony figurines. That day, I got lucky, as I was able to get my hands on the Rainbow Dash figurine.
Oh wait, so it's a
Not only was she
toy?
the only one left, but she was the one I needed to complete my collection.
Oh, awesome.
I saw a good amount of snow beginning to fall from the now clouded sky. I jokingly said to myself, well, won't be a winter wrap-up today. Though, I wasn't surprised. A little more than 6 months ago, my beloved cat Serene got hit by a car.
Why is that so common? I mean, cats getting hit by cars. Why is that so
I was
common?
able to get her quickly to that same office, only to see her die from her injuries. Since then, I
One
just
of the
wanted to
worst
forget
feelings in
about
the
that
world.
painful memory as much as possible, to the point where I never considered having another pet. But that day, standing in the snow, it felt different. I felt like that memory wasn't as painful as it used to be. Touching the Rainbow Dash figure I still had in my pocket, my mind began to ponder. If Rainbow Dash decided to find a pet and create all new memories, why shouldn't I? I shouldn't keep myself from moving on because of one bad memory, as tragic as it was. I should
Sorta
remember
like
all
me,
those
but I'm not
wonderful
gonna get
times
into
I
it.
had with her. But I should also move forward and stop thinking I couldn't find a new friend. And so it was decided. Though I didn't want to just go to a pet shop and choose among the few cats they had there. Serene was found on the street as a kitten, and so I wanted to adopt a cat who was abandoned from a previous owner. A little cute thing who just wanted to find someone who I could rely on to take care of it. But I didn't know where to find an animal
Understandable.
where I could adopt my next little love. Then I had a thought. There isn't a better place to get that kind of information than a vet's office. So, with my newfound determination, I decided to enter, but as I moved my head to see who was coming in, my heart shattered. A little girl, probably 8 years old, and her mother walked into the clinic with an old dog. The girl couldn't stop crying, as it became increasingly obvious what was going on. The mother had tears in her eyes as she laid the dying pet on the floor. She comforted her daughter for a moment, then moved past me to the desk. She briefly explained to the receptionist what was going on and asked for the doctor to take care of the dog in her final moments. The young girl patted the fragile, mid-sized dog with her hands. I could hear her whispering goodbyes as she choked on her tears. The moment had arrived, and the little girl broke down as she gave a big hug to her dog and gave her final farewell. The mother took the dog and walked with the doctor into the back of the clinic, while the receptionist came out and sat down with the little girl, who was mourning her loss. Tears welled in my eyes as all the pain from my own loss came back to my mind and hurt me more than ever. I began to wonder if it was a good idea to adopt again and put myself in the same situation later on. No, I thought to myself, that's not how I should see it. This time, I wouldn't let myself fall into that trap. I knew exactly what to do. I took the Rainbow Dash figurine out of my pocket, and I walked up to the young girl.
How Rainbow
who the
Dash changed your
secretary was still
life?
trying to comfort. I kneeled down in front of her.
Okay.
And it took all of my courage to finally speak. I looked at her and I said, saying goodbye to the ones you love is not easy, but you cannot forget all the good memories you shared. Whenever I'm sad, I should think about all the good times I spent with my pet. As long as I remember her, I know her love will never fade. I handed Rainbow Dash to the little girl. But I know that there are many other animals that would love to be your pet, no matter what they might be. It could be another dog, a cat, a hamster, or even a turtle. You never know what kind of pet you may
Yeah,
end up
turtle like Tank.
Just don't forget that love never fades. By this time, the young girl was drying her tears, and a small smile crossed her face. The receptionist stared at me in disbelief, and the mother stood near her daughter as she walked in halfway through the conversation. The little girl jumped out of her seat and gave me a hug as she said, "I'll never forget Daisy." Her mother put a hand on my shoulder and said, "Thank you, you're very kind." And they walked out the door along with Rainbow Dash. I wanted to keep it, but I knew that my little toy was going to a much greater cause than my own. I stood there with more serenity and joy in my heart as I said one final thing. May the best pet win.
That's it. Wow. Celestia, I just have nothing. Saying goodbye, how Rainbow Dash changed my life by Standing Leaf. Standing Leaf, like, even though this was a 2014 video, just absolutely well done at this. Like, absolutely great work on this. Like, the story. I like short little stories with I like little stories with structures like these that are illustrated in an interesting way, either black and white or, you know, flat color, just whatever. I enjoy little stories like these. Like, every now and then I'll enjoy these little stories that are just really life stories and not just, you know, big epic quest. And, you know, it got me thinking, most of the population of this modern society wouldn't really do something like this. They would probably just, you know, keep, you know, the Rainbow Dash or whatever they had pretty much from themselves, and they would just, you know, say some words of sympathy to make it look like they care. But the guy in this story is an absolute role model. I absolutely adore emotional stories like these. And it actually touched a personal side of me. Like, how this story focuses on, you know, not dragging the loss of something or somebody you love with you through life, and actually moving on. Actually moving to things that can make you happy again in life. And yeah, that's similar to me, but I'm not going to go into details about it because, like I said, I don't want to reveal the full truth about my life until I reach a certain number of subscribers, or, you know, after I graduate. I'll probably that's probably something I'll do during my, you know, I'm out of school video. Like, when I make a video celebrating that I've graduated finally, I'm out of that prison. maybe then I'll admit what happened, because, school will be over and this complete whole ordeal will be over, and then I can just get a normal job and save up for BrodyCon and just live a normal life again. But, okay, so, but you know what I mean, like, it touched that kind of relatable, sensible side, it touched that relatable, sensitive side in me, but I'm not going to go into detail about it because I don't want to reveal it just yet. But that's what I like mostly about it, the relatability. Like, it's relatable to people who are dealing with the loss of a loved one, actual death. And, there are people who are, coping after, difficult decisions like divorce or like breakup or other sad things that are reversible. Like, that's what's unfair. Like, death is irreversible. But things like divorce or breakups or like petty little arguments are reversible. You can always work through it. It's not like death where you absolutely cannot come back to Earth. Once you're dead, you're gone. You can't change that. But anything other than that, as humans we can change that. But apparently in this generation we just can't. Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, I absolutely adore the story, and I kind of like the style. Like, I kind of like how this wasn't really animated. I like how it had that unique monochrome feel to it. You know what I mean? Like black and white. And I like the music. I like the orchestra in this. Like, especially the music in the beginning. Like, I like how this piano tune is so warming. It really gets you into the feel of this story. Like, if this story didn't have any track, I mean, it would still be, emotionally moving. But I mean, you know what I mean? Like, with emotional music backing it up, like, as long as it's not, like, out there to say that, oh, we think this is going to be emotional all because of the background music. No. In this, both go together like bread and butter. Like, both the music and the story, they go together perfectly. There's not much else to say about this. This is a very good story, and to the Standing Leaf who mainly worked on this, very good job. And as always, the link to the original video is in the description below. People, be a good audience, and when you see a reaction video and you didn't really see the original first, please go support the original content by clicking the link in the description, because it really shows that you're not just here on YouTube just to support reactors who didn't create the content, they're just reacting to. Like, it's also about going to the original creators and giving them the support they deserve as well. Like, it's not about us. We're just the reactors. We're just the secondary people you go to watch. I honestly don't have much else to say. Like, it feels like the story within this video just took all the words from my mouth. Like, I can't really do like a really long review on this because I'm speechless. This was absolutely beautiful. The story, the music, and the monochrome style. It was interesting to look at. Like, it wasn't revolting. It was actually nice to look at. It just really goes to show that there's some times in life where, we just have to share. Or sometimes we really do have to help others that are in need, or we really need to be there for our other fellow human beings that are going through depressing or tragic times like these. Like, we can't give them the feeling that they're completely alone in the dark. We have to give them the feeling that there will still be people who are there for them. Their friends, their family, or like in the story, just some random guy. This is absolutely beautiful. Standing Leaf, very well done in this, and especially to Forest Rain, etc. All the others in the credits that also took part in working on this as well. Like, thank you to everybody for this piece of content. And like I said, even though this is a 2014 video, this is still good. And like I mentioned a lot in my previous video, if you're a guy who follows pretty much all of my content, I've been saying, how a lot of things in the past were actually better. And I mean, there's still some good pieces today, like, good movies, or good animations like The Moon Rises. I mean, that was in 2016, and that wasn't that bad. So, and we got Lullaby for a Princess, one of the best animations ever, and that was in 2015, so that was also in modern society as well. But you get the point I'm making. A lot of things in the past were better, but Yeah, it's just a connection. But yes, to Standing Leaf and all the others who worked on this, thank you so much. This was absolutely beautiful. And yes, just people, please go to the link in the description below to support the original content, because I'm sure that would mean a lot to the actual creator, and it would mean a lot to me as well as a reactor to see that people have that kind of intelligence. So yes, that was my reaction and thoughts and review on saying goodbye, how Rainbow Dash changed my life by Standing Leaf. I hope you all enjoyed this reaction, and I will see you all in the next video that I do. Take care and have a good evening, everyone.